back to C2 Novel and Vocab Week 4, and this video is for our novel. So, in this video, we'll be going over difficult phrases from our novel, and this is to help with your cultural fluency. By becoming familiarized with different slang and colloquialisms, students will be able to relate to the novel and use these phrases to show their ideas more precisely. So here, I'm not just explaining it to you, but I'm explaining it in hopes of that you will actually use it when you're speaking too. And in this video, we'll be going over The Secret School chapters 13 through 15. If you don't already, please go ahead and get your book because we're going to need it while we review. First, let's go to page 107. Everyone, 107, which is page 107, but chapter 13. I'm going to start from where it says, my dad. Okay, that's the second indent. It says, my dad says Mr. Bixler isn't really mean, Susie put in, just unhappy all the time. My mom said the same, Ida agreed. I don't know what he'll do, but if you haven't already, I guess you'd better let your parents know everything. Just try to get them not to tell anyone else, especially Mr. Jordan. She sighed. Guess we better get on with our work, I said. Can't be shirking if we're going to pass those exams. Can't be shirking. What does shirking even mean? Any guesses? Here, to shirk means to avoid doing your duties or responsibilities. The word shirk has been used since the 17th century, a long time ago, to describe someone who escaped their work or duties. It often carries a negative connotation, suggesting laziness and irresponsibility. Here, in this context, it's used to emphasize that if they want to succeed, which means to pass all their exams, then everyone must do their part and not avoid their responsibilities, meaning they shouldn't stop studying. They should go back and do their work. So an example. So when can we use this word shirking? It says, he was caught shirking his homework by playing video games instead. I hope none of my students here watching this video do that. Or, we can't afford any shirking if we want to finish this project on time. So it means that, hey, stop slacking and stop not doing your work. We gotta hurry up and do our work now. Can't be any shirking. We must do our work. Okay? Page 107. So again, hopefully no one is shirking and they're paying close attention to this video. Next one. Let's go to page 108. It's the next page right on over. And I'll start at the third intent from the bottom where it says in the evening. Everyone there? Indent 1, indent 2, indent 3, the third top. It says, in the evening, as soon as she got home, Ida raced through her chores, retreated to the loft, and worked on her studies. After dinner, she did the same thing. Her mother found Ida in bed. By the glowing light of the kerosene lamp, she was rereading the school's free copy of the Great Orations by Great Men. Ida, it's very late. You're pushing yourself too hard. What does it mean to push yourself too hard? Is she pushing something really hard here? No. Is she pushing her book? No. Pushing yourself too hard means that someone is working too much or putting too much pressure on themselves, which might lead to exhaustion or even stress. The origin of this phrase, pushing yourself, comes from the idea of forcing yourself to go beyond your limits, similar to pushing something physically with great effort. Here, too hard adds to the effort that it is just too much for them and it could be even harmful. Yikes. So I do not want you yourself to push yourself too hard in your studies. Make sure as you're studying English that you still have some fun. Here, it is used to caution someone. So Ida's mom is telling her, hey, be careful that they may be overdoing it, working too much or stressing themselves out too much. Okay? So example, when can we use this phrase? You can say, she was pushing herself too hard to get perfect grades and needed to take a rest, meaning she just worked all day, worked all night. She was pushing herself too much. Or maybe not studying, we can do it when we're working out. He pushed himself too much while exercising so that he got hurt. That's also not very good. Say we're doing exercise to, become healthier and to have a better body, but if we push ourselves too hard, if we go too much at it and we overdo it, it will lead to a bad result also. So as you can see here in these pictures, they're like, oh no, it's too much work. They're overdoing it. They're pushing themselves too much. Page 115. I said in the other video that I will also review this phrase in our video for novel. I know it's a vocabulary word, but I'm going to just keep going, okay? Because it's slang. Page 115. Let's start from the very top. It says, Herbert grinned again. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. That your baby brother? He asked. That's Shelby, all right. See, you got a book. Trying to teach him now? Can't use the school, can I? Ida said, suddenly feeling cross, which probably makes you happy. How so? You don't like school. Herbert looked at his feet, wiggled his toes. Hey, he said, no kid is gonna say they like school, because if they do, other kids will rag on him. But you don't like it, Ida said accusingly. So here, he's trying to say, hey, no student says, I love school or I love academy, because other students will rag on him. And what did we learn about that in our vocabulary video? Yes, it means to tease and to make fun of them. But let's move on and go into a deeper look. Rag on someone means to tease or make fun of them, but often repeatedly, meaning so on and so forth, over and over again. Rag on here, this phrase likely comes from the idea of nagging or pestering someone, which evolved into teasing or ridiculing them, making fun of them. It's a more casual way of saying that someone is being picked on, meaning they're all trying to just pick on one student. As you can see in my picture down here, all the students are making fun of and ragging on the guy in the red shirt. It's used to describe social pressure among kids, where admitting liking something that others don't might lead to teasing. So he says that he's not going to say that he likes school because he's afraid that other students will make fun of him. So an example here, I know I had some in my other video, but keep on listening. The older kids kept ragging on him for wearing glasses. And I know this happened a long time ago with me too. I remember I used to not wear glasses, and all of a sudden in 4th grade I had glasses, and then the students started ragging on me. They're like calling me 4 eyes, and I was like, huh? That doesn't even make sense. And they started making fun of me for just having glasses. Not a very nice thing. So to rag on, as I just wanted to give you a little bit more information than our other video, it means to tease someone continuously and make fun of them. But we're all angels here watching this video, and I know no one rags on anyone in this class. Oh, same page, 115. Let's look at the last paragraph. So we'll skip just a little bit in the middle. It says, Herbert was quiet for a moment. Then, without looking at Ida directly, he said, see, my dad, he never had much learning. Sometimes I think he gets fretted up about me knowing more than he does. Worries I'll get uppity. This is the part where we're talking about in the other video too. Thinks if I know too much, I might take off. Hightail it somewhere far away, never come back. Which I just might do someday. Angry old cuss he is. Lonely too. What does this mean? Angry old cuss. Okay, so angry, we already know. Old, we know. But what does this mean here to call someone a cuss? This just means that Herbert is referring to his dad as an old man who is grumpy and bad-tempered. Here, cuss is an informal and kind of an old-fashioned word for a person, often used to describe someone who is difficult or cranky, meaning angry all the time. It's short for the word curse, which might refer to someone who also says a little bad words. That's not very nice. It's a way to describe someone who is both old and grouchy due to, being lonely and having a difficult life, which we know Herbert's dad did because Herbert's dad doesn't have a wife anymore, meaning Herbert's mom is not there, and also because he had a lot of debt, as we learned in our video from the past. So, I don't want you to use this one in your speaking or anything, but just to explain to you that this means just an old, angry man who just isn't happy with life. Okay? Let's go to page 117. 2 pages later. And let's just start from the first indent, okay? Because it's kind of short. Ida studied him. Herbert Bixler, can I tell you something? Sure. You are really smart. How come you won't act it? 'Cause I am dumb. Ida sighed. How do you know I was down here? She asked. My ma tell you? Nope. She don't know I'm here. I just watched you till you showed. Followed you here. Don't mind, do you? No, she said. And you can sit. You've walked a long way. Don't mind if I do. So here I have a picture, because I didn't know what picture to put. So I made a little, river or stream, and that's supposed to be Herbert sitting there. Him saying, don't mind if I do. What does that mean? This phrase is a polite way of accepting an offer. So it's like saying, sure, I'll do it, or sure, I'll sit, whichever offer it was. So here Ida was asking Herbert to sit down. He says, all right, don't mind if I do. This has been used for a long time, and it's a courteous, which means nice way to accept something, often food, drinks, or even a favor. It suggests that the speaker is happy to take up the offer and doesn't want to inconvenience the person offering. It's just a polite expression and a friendly way to say, okay, thank you. So if I were to say, hey, would you like some cake? You would say, don't mind if I do. Meaning, sure, I'll have some cake. It's just saying, okay, sure thing. Don't mind if I do. And I'm sure all of you guys can use this, okay? So if the teacher were to be like, hey, do you want to borrow my new special pencil? Then you can say, don't mind if I do. Thank you very much. And you use their special pencil. Just an example. Page 122. Let's look at my little video here. As you can see, the time is going, and then the months of the calendar just keeps going by and by and by. What kind of hints could that be for this? Let's go to page 122 now, because my video is going to stop soon. Now December's over. Let's look at the last paragraph on page 122. It says, it's Ida and Felix Bitson. Tom's mother said, greeting the two of them at the porch door, apron around her waist, hands white with flour. She was a short, heavy-set woman with plump red cheeks. Not seeing you for the age of the dog, though I hear all about you, Ida, from our own Tom. You two come right on in. My pleasure. And your mother, she is good? Not seeing you for the age of the dog. What does that even mean? This phrase means it's been a really, really long time since I last saw you. The age of the dog is a figurative way of saying a lot of time has passed. So as you can see why I chose those two different things with the time passing and the months going. It just means a lot of time has passed by. This phrase is an old-fashioned way of expressing that it's been ages since the last meeting. So the whole lifespan of the dog could be included here, as dogs live for a long time, it could be like, oh, I haven't seen you for so long. Not seeing you for the age of the dog. It's used to express surprise or even, kind of missing the memory of how much time has passed since the last time that they have seen each other. So maybe one day I'll come visit MI later on when you guys are 6th graders and I can see you and I say, wow, not seen you for the age of the dog. Look at you in 6th grade already. I wish that happens. Not seeing you for the age of the dog, meaning it's been a long time. Page 123. My, look at these pictures. Looking kind of scary. Let's look at the second indent. It says, sure you do. It says, sure you do, Miss Ida. Tom says, you are always doing fine things at the school, being the good teacher, he says. Mrs. Cole, Ida said, unable to contain her excitement. Something important is happening, she told the woman about the meeting. For shame, that's Mr. Jordan himself, always thinking he's in charge of the whole world. A regular Kaiser. Duh, we had better be there too. What does it mean, a regular Kaiser? And why is Kaiser capitalized here? Was that a typo? This phrase compares to a Kaiser, meaning they're acting very authoritative, bossy, or kind of like a ruler here. So as you can see in this first picture here, they have a little crown because they're acting like a little ruler and they're being bossy. Kaiser was a title used by German emperors a long time ago, and it came to be associated with someone who is kind of really bossy. So calling someone a regular Kaiser suggests that they're behaving as in if they're in charge of everything. So Mr. Jordan tries to make all the rules by himself. And it's often in a demanding and kind of overbearing way. So it's kind of like they're trying to act like a boss or a dictator. Here you can say, oh, he's acting like a Kaiser again. Why is he telling everyone to do something? Or you can say, hey, stop being a Kaiser. We should all vote and agree on our solution. So here, Kaiser just means bossy and big boss man. Good! And I believe that's all. Make sure you're paying attention right now. Mission. My question for you is, how long did Herbert walk to see Ida by the stream? Did he walk for a day? Did he walk for 2 days? Did he just walk for 2 minutes? How long did it take for him to walk there? I would like you to write down the answer. Complete sentences would be better. And also make sure to write down the page number and of course your name and your class. I have given the dollars for those students who have done the mission so far, but I'm not getting as many. Come on guys, you gotta do the mission. Let's get some MI dollars. Answering this is only $5. Wow. So now, it's time for contextual mastery for reviewing and self-studying. Review all the phrases again. Now this time, how about you read it out loud? And instead of just rereading the phrases, let's read the whole chapters again. And then after all that, you can complete your novel homework. Thank you so much for joining me again for week 4. I can't wait to see you guys in week 5. Until then, stay cool. Thank you and